Let me start with AD. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how much you knew Jimmy before this whole process started, if you've been longtime friends or?
I knew Jimmy on, not that well, just from the comedy world. I'd met him a few times before over the years, but had never really worked with him before. Like a lot of the people that work on the staff, I was just interviewed for the job, and I think that what the staff represents a little bit and how I came into the job kind of is indicative of that is Michael Shoemaker, who's executive producer, and Jimmy and Gavin Purcell is another producer. They did something kind of interesting when they were building the show. Is they picked a lot of people who were kind of stepping up into the job. You know, I'd done a lot of writing and acting and wearing different hats over the years, but I'd never been the head writer of a show before. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people that are working on the show, it was the first time that they had written for television. So everybody kind of stepped into this, and I think that it was smart for them to do that because everybody felt, you know, we had something to prove to sort of earn our place on the team. So as a sort of a roundabout way of saying, not well.
Wayne, you've known Jimmy for a while.
I've known Jimmy for a while, not as long as Gerard has, but I've known him since before he did SNL. We did some stand-up together, and then how I got to the show is totally weird in that I was working on a show with CBS called Secret Talents of the Stars that lasted one episode, and I was teaching Clint Black how to do stand-up. Clint Black is a country western singer, and
how did that go?
It went pretty well. He won. He got to the next round, but the show got canceled the next day. So I felt vindicated. But anyway, I was working with him in Nashville, and Jimmy was just starting to do stand-up again, getting ready for the shows like maybe a year and a half ago. And then we just started touring together, and he was like, hey, would you like to head up the monologue team? And I was like, yeah, I'd like to give it a try. And so that's how I got to the show.
And Wayne, why don't you follow with that and tell me, I know you're the head monologue writer, but kind of identify the other monologue writers.
I don't know their names, but I know there's somewhere. Well, obviously, Jeremy. It's interesting because a lot of people all participate in handing in monologue jokes. So even though it is kind of a separate unit, a lot of times when crunch time comes, everyone's putting in. Like Amy sitting over there wrote that monologue joke about David Letterman, right? Yeah. So it's Morgan Murphy and Jeremy and John Ryman over there, and then the other guy is not here, right? Is that it? Yeah.
I did
the other dude is not here.
I did a story on Conan O'Brien back in the beginning of his show.
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not familiar.
His monologue writers would all be in one room, but there'd be one guy sitting at the keyboard, and he kind of had the keys to the kingdom.
We don't do it like that at all.
How do you guys do it?
No. It's not like the Dick Van Dyke Show where there's one guy running around and everyone's riffing out jokes. We kind of all sit at our computers. Can we say the word Apple? Mac? Yeah, I think we use Mac computers. And then everyone kind of writes jokes like that. And once in a while, we pitch out jokes. Morgan, is that right? We kind of...
That's right, Wayne.
Okay. So it's not like that at all. I mean, Morgan is actually in a separate room.
Is that because
it's not a hygiene thing.
A lot of things when you're saying need context. I mean, it may sound like Morgan's in a separate room. He's not in like a cell somewhere. We keep her in the basement.
I'd be a distraction otherwise, I think.